Hello, and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, we will have a video highlighting the 250th anniversary of the Congregation of Divine Providence. Father Michael Champine's talk is about avarice, in this segment, what it means to be Catholic. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Jarrell, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Jarrell about the USCCB meeting. And now, Catholic news on this June 10th weekend. On Saturday, June 16th, Miss Emily Bars will become what is known in the Roman Catholic Church as a consecrated virgin living in the world. The Mass of Consecration, celebrated by Bishop Michael Jarrell, will be held at Our Lady of Fatima Church in Lafayette at 10:30 a.m. The clergy and faithful of the diocese are invited to come and witness the beauty of this ancient liturgy, which is believed to be over 1,500 years old, and to show their support for vocations to the consecrated life. More information about this largely unknown vocation can be found by visiting www.consecratedvirgins.org. Ms. Bars is the daughter of Ricky and Judy Bars and is the second woman in the Diocese of Lafayette to receive the consecration of a virgin living in the world. The Lafayette Diocese is pleased to announce that Bishop Michael Jarrell will confer the Sacrament of Holy Orders on Deacon William Shambo on Saturday, June 23rd. The priesthood ordination will be held at 10 a.m. at the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist in Lafayette. Deacon Shambo is the son of Mr. Robert Shambo and the late Mrs. Shambo, and he is sponsored by St. Anthony's Church Parish in Eunice. Please remember Deacon Shambo in your prayers, as well as all the seminarians of the Lafayette Diocese as they continue their path to the priesthood. Also, pray for those men who have not yet begun their journey to the priesthood, but are in the process of discerning their call to service. Fullness of Truth Catholic Evangelization Ministry will host a special conference during the weekend of June 23rd through the 24th at the Hilton Hotel in Lafayette. The conference will be designed to bring those in attendance to the heart of the Catholic Church, where Scripture truly comes alive. The event will be a positive opportunity for RCIE groups, adult education groups, Bible study groups, and all those who are open to deepening their faith. The theme will be, Where's That in the Bible? Discovering New Testament Catholic Teaching Hidden in the Old. Tickets for the event are $35 per person for both days. For further details, please visit online at www.fullnessoftruth.org. It is time once again for Cajun Camp 2012, sponsored by the Lafayette Diocesan Deaf Action Center in Lafayette. This year's session of Cajun Camp will be conducted from July 9th through the 13th, Session 1, and July 16th through the 20th, Session 2. Camp will be held from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. daily, and all parents and campers will be invited to a special closing Mass on Friday, July 20th at 9 a.m. The cost of attending Cajun Camp is $75 per child per session, and the deadline for payment and registration is June 25th. Cajun Camp is for children ages 4 through 13 who may be deaf, deaf-blind, hard of hearing, or hearing children who want to learn sign language. Cajun Camp will be held on the grounds of Deaf Action Center located at 1404 Carmel Drive in Lafayette, near Village Dulac. For further registration information, please contact the Deaf Action Center at 232-3463. Coming up next, we'll have a video highlighting the 250th anniversary of the Congregation of Divine Providence.
Dieu, Providence, toi la lumière au cœur de mes ténèbres, toi qui gouvernes toutes choses avec ordre.
Be always ready to go, wherever Providence calls. 250 years ago in Alsace, Lorraine, John Martin Moy heard the call of Providence.
I began to form the project of sending women into the countryside, and especially to the remotest hamlets, to instruct the children and other people who needed instruction.
This year, 2012, the Congregations of Divine Providence celebrate 250 years of their founding and their response to the call of Providence.
I sent them without giving them any money, encouraging them to put their confidence in God and abandon themselves completely to His divine providence.
From a very small beginning, only 4 young women in 1762, the Women of Providence now number 7 congregations and minister in every continent except Australia. Providence called John Martin Moy to China, and young Chinese women answered the call of Providence. St. Agatha Lin Chow and Lucy E. Zimmerman provide the ideal of the response to this call of Providence. Beginning with little, as their founder had, the community in France, always responsive to the call of Providence, sent women who sought only the greater glory of God to teach the children. Providence called the women to Texas to build the growing church, to teach children how to read and write and to grow in faith. Even as they answered Providence's call across the oceans, they continued to respond to the call in Europe. Children were taught in Spain, in Belgium, in Rome, and in London. Providence has no boundaries, and neither did the sisters. From France, they set out to Vietnam, to Madagascar, to Comoros. From Belgium to Ecuador, to Colombia, Peru, and to the Congo. From the Alps to Brazil, Bolivia, Venezuela, India, from Texas to Mexico.
People everywhere call you and continue to call you Sisters of Divine Providence, and that is the name most appropriate for you. It teaches you to abandon yourselves to divine providence and to rely on it alone.
As we celebrate 250 years since the founding of our congregation, we're more than ever convinced of the words of our founder, John Martin Moy. Providence guides and directs everything.
The first sisters responded to the call of Providence to teach. Today, Providence continues to call us to teach and more. To serve where needed, in social work, in pastoral work, among the homeless, the aged, those in prison, to seek the kingdom of justice. And women are still responding to the call of Providence.
Today has truly been a gift in my life. I have really felt God's provident love showing through my family and friends, and if God has blessed me this much today, I just can't imagine what's in store.
Let us ask God to prepare the past by His goodness and provide for the future by His providence. As to that, let us also do everything that depends on us.
As a child, I lived in Cistern, Texas, where the Sisters of Divine Providence taught school. I went to the school and I admired our sisters. They were so helpful. Somehow I thought, one day I'd like to be like the sisters. How grateful I was for that decision, because I enjoy and love my religious life, and I thank God for it.
Come, Providence calls.
As I stand in our beautiful St. Joseph's Chapel, and I think of the 250-year legacy of Father Moy's vision, where he sent women into small hamlets and throughout the world to show God's love and care and providence to all people in all situations, I'm struck by how God still invites and still calls. Should you feel within your heart a desire to carry that message in today's world, I would ask you to consider becoming a Sister of Divine Providence. It will be your gift to the world and God's gift to you.
I'm an associate of the Congregation of Divine Providence, and I became an associate after experiencing the wonderful hospitable spirit that the sisters have, and through my relationship with them, learning more about their charism and their virtues, and their abandonment to divine providence has helped me to see a new way to have a relationship with God. And I invite you to become an associate, because if those things are important to you, you will definitely find a home, a happy home here.
I really encourage all of you to come and be part of the sisters, and you will gain way more than you will ever give.
Come, Providence calls.
The Congregation of Divine Providence has served Acadiana well, and we wish to thank them for their 250th anniversary. Coming up next, Father Michael Champont's talk is about avarice. In this segment, what it means to be Catholic.
I'm Bishop Michael Jarrell. The Beatitudes and the Gospel of Matthew speak directly to the heart of the Bishop's Services Appeal. The appeal funds services to the poor in spirit, those who mourn, and those who seek justice. And blessed too are you, the merciful, who give so generously to the appeal, so that others may find the peace and mercy of Christ in their lives. Please give a gift to the Bishop's Services Appeal this year. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome back to Tell the People to What It Means to be Catholic. If you're just joining us, we're treating the 7 capital sins. We went through the 10 Commandments over a number of months, and last Sunday we treated the nature of capital sins. They're capital not because maybe they're the most grievous sins, but because they are a source from which many, many other sins come. And we spoke about pride, which is the fundamental sin, the first sin of the angels, the sin of our first parents, and a sin that continues to be present in all of our sinning. It's present really in every sin that we commit. Today we want to look at a second capital sin, another sin that's got a very powerful force upon us that brings in its trains many sins as well. And that is the sin of greed or avarice. In the scriptures we hear Jesus throughout the New Testament not speaking about goods, money, or things being evil, but rather he warns about them and particularly speaks about our relationship to the things of this world. The human heart is created for God. It has, if you will, this insatiable desire. There's no thing, no human person, no thing, no creature, no money that can satisfy its longing for God. In fact, the more that we try to give our heart over to things, then the desire of our heart, which is a concupiscence of things, begins to become stronger and stronger and stronger. And for a person who loves money, he never has enough money. So this is what happens with regard to giving in to our concupiscences. And this is true with regard to every sin. Every sin repeated gives a certain proclivity for that sin to happen again with a greater ease. Just like we have virtue, a greater ease in doing the good, a facility in doing good, virtue, we have through repetitive bad acts, immoral acts, a facility in doing evil. So that people just begin to act spontaneously without much reflection in that of evil. And a great evil is that of greed or avarice, we would say.